back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. I am the KingFanMan. How would you like to get more caps in Fallout 76? How about 1,400 caps a day? That's right, I'm going to show you how you can go to 7 different vendors in the same day and get 1,400 caps a day. Now, to some of you old timers, this may be old hat, but I'm going to show you a few other tricks along the way as well. So sit back and enjoy as we go vendor hopping today in Fallout 76. Fallout 76 has a huge world, but just like other BGS games, it doesn't explain how to do many of the things in that world. And one of those things is vending. Players found it very frustrating early on when they would go to vendors and find that many of the vendors would be out of caps after they would sell the initial 200 caps. And they would go to other vendors and still others, and they would find they were still out of caps. And nothing in the game explained where they could go to find other vendors that had more caps. Well, of course, that's what this video is about. As I said in the opening, there are 7 vendors each day that you can go to that are on separate caps because they are aligned with separate groups in the game. Now, the reason that the game doesn't come out to explain that in the beginning is because you're supposed to learn this as you progress through the game. So the game does kind of explain it as you go along. So once you have things to sell, and if you want some suggestions about how to get or make some quick high-priced items, stick around to the end of the video and I'll give those to you. We're going to start our journey in Flatwoods, where most people start their journey, because it's where you go at the very start of the game. This, of course, is where the responders have their home. In fact, the responders control almost all of the forest and the ash heap. If you look on the vendor map, this is a very good map for reference that can show you these vendors. Almost all of the forest and all of the ash heap is controlled by the red, which is the responders. That means if you go to any of the vendors that are in these red circles, they're going to have the same cap stash. But if you start in Flatwoods, if you look just to the right of Flatwoods, there is a yellow circle right to the right, which is Sutton, controlled by the Raiders. You can take a quick fast travel or walk over to Sutton, and he's got 200 more caps there in Sutton. Now, very quickly, before we go to Sutton, I do want to mention the vendor that is in Camden Park. Specializes in the excavator power armor. If you want a mod or a plan for the excavator power armor, that is where you need to go, to the vendor in the Camden Park. So just remember that. Okay, so Sutton is controlled by the Raiders, so there now we have 400 caps. From there, we're going to go over to the White Spring. Of course, everyone knows about the White Spring. It's full of shops. Everyone's been there. It's got all kinds of shopping. You can go to the White Spring Station. You can also go inside to the hotel and all of the wonderful shops. Sadly, though, all of the shops are on the same cash stash. Say that 3 times fast. But if you are a member of the Enclave and you want to join the Enclave for many reasons, but especially because of what we are talking about today, for 200 extra caps, it is on a separate caps stash. Inside the White Spring bunker, you go to the Enclave, and they have vendors of all kinds. They have a science wing, a med wing, an armory wing. Now, they only have 200 caps to give, but they have all kinds of wonderful things that you can buy. Plus, you have the Exo-1 power armor that comes from the Enclave, and they give the mods and plans for the Exo-1 power armor. So if you want the Exo-1 power armor, you had to join the Enclave. So another great reason to join the Enclave. So you got the White Spring and the White Spring bunker. So now you've got 800 caps already. Now from there we go to my favorite place, Harper's Ferry. Harper's Ferry is the Free States vendor, and he gives the best deals of any vendor on the map. Now, some people say you can go without firing a shot and they give you a way to sneak in and all this. Yes, if you're a low-level player, of course you can avoid the super mutants and the ghouls and all that. But my advice to you is this: go in and kill all that you can, take their weapons, and instead of scrapping these weapons, sell them. The plain assault weapons and hunting rifles, this vendor will give you top dollar for them. Let me show you some of the prices he will give you. Just look as I scroll through some of these prices. Just on plain weapons. These are not legendary weapons. These are just plain weapons that he's giving me these prices for. You don't even have to go do any tricks here. Just kill a couple of super mutants, couple of ghouls, take a couple of Scorch, take their weapons, go sell them to the Free States, and you've got 200 more caps there. So there you're up to 1,000 now. From there, there's 2 more shops, and they're in Watoga. There is the Watoga Station and the Watoga Shopping Plaza. Now the Watoga Shopping Plaza is the home of the Brotherhood of Steel. This is the place, of course, you will get the T60 power armor mods. He also has the plans for T50, T45. You'll find all kinds of wonderful plans and things from him. And with those 2 stations, you're now up to 1,400 caps. Now, I told you I'd tell you a couple of tricks about how to make money. There's all kinds of things out there that people do to make money. One of the things that I do is healing salve. It's very easy, and there's a couple of places that you can really go and get this. It's really easy. Healing salve is easy because it's only 3 ingredients. One is boiled water, which is easy to obtain. Soot flour, which is so easy to obtain in almost every area, especially the forest and the Savage Divide. And then the other one is blood leaf, and anytime you get around water you can get blood leaf. Healing salve, I do that every day. I make that. Not only do you get experience points, but you also get a lot of money from it. There are 2 great areas to gather up supplies for healing salve. One is around the river, anywhere down the river around Point Pleasant, well, the whole river area around the Nuka-Cola plant, all north and south, up and down around the map on the west side of the map. The other place is under the Old Gorge Bridge. There is a dry riverbed that has a lot of blood leaf and soot flour. I used to have my house there, and I used to gather these supplies every day. It's the first thing I would do before I would go questing. I would gather up stuff for healing salve. It sells for a great price. Another trick that a lot of other people do, you can go to Point Pleasant, gather up the Mothman eggs and sell them after you cook them up. They are worth a lot of money. In fact, they are, once you get your perks up, they are worth over 200 caps just for the Mothman eggs themselves. Now, a couple of other tips: make sure you have your hard bargain perk up to level 3, and you can also make sure to keep all of the grape mentats you get, because it is +5 charisma and it gives you better bartering for over 10 minutes. So grape mentats and hard bargaining, keep those and you will do much better on getting caps as well. If you have any good ideas how to make caps fast, please tell me down in the comments, because I would sure like to know. Well, I hope that helped you. Come on, 1,400 caps a day help? That's some help. Hey, remember this, also travel agent. That's the perk that gives you a discount as you travel around the map, because Fallout 76 charges you to fast travel. Remember that perk. And also, if you're going to use that healing salve, Bloodleaf spoils very quick, so you got to hurry. And also, you may want to keep that healing salve because it weighs half of what a stim pack does, and sell your stim packs because, hey, they will bring a hefty price. Just another little tip. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this and got something out of it. Be sure to check all my links down below. I hope to see you out in the waste of West Virginia. Thank you to my Patreons. As always, go check out my Patreon page if you can, if you're able. Please consider becoming a Patreon of the KingFanMan. That's the only way I can do what I'm doing. I am the KingFanMan. I'll see you next time.